Imagine this. Tomorrow morning you brew your usual coffee, stir in a spoonful of a simple powder, and within a few weeks your joints feel looser, stairs feel less intimidating, and your energy doesn't sputter out at 2 p.m. Sounds almost too good, right? Here's the grounded truth. There are well-studied natural powders that can meaningfully support joint comfort, mobility, and steady energy, especially for those of us 50 and up. But they're not magic wands. Used the right way, they help your body do what it's designed to do: repair, soothe inflammation, and fuel your cells more efficiently. Used the wrong way, they're just expensive coffee mix-ins. Today, I'll show you how to choose smartly, how to dose without guesswork, and how to combine options so they actually complement each other. I'll also flag who should avoid what, because safety first. Stay with me to the end. I'll give you a simple, 2-minute kitchen routine that stacks the biggest wins into one mug. And yes, you can do it even if you prefer decaf. We're going to talk about 5 powders I've seen help my patients most: maca root, true Ceylon cinnamon, turmeric paired with black pepper and a bit of healthy fat, a thoughtful mushroom blend, and collagen peptides. Think of them as different instruments in the same band. Each has a role, and together they can make a stronger sound. You don't need all 5 at once. In fact, starting with 1 or 2 is usually smarter. Coffee is a convenient delivery method because heat helps many plant compounds disperse, and it's part of a routine you already have. Not a coffee drinker? Tea, warm water, or a smoothie can work for many of these as well. Before we get tactical, do a quick baseline. How easy is it to get out of a chair without using your hands? How briskly can you walk for 5 minutes? Jot it down. It's motivating to see changes you might otherwise miss. Let's start with maca root, the humble tuber from the Peruvian Andes that grows where most plants give up. Locals have used it for centuries to support stamina, mood, and sexual health, and modern analyses suggest compounds in maca, macamides, and related lipids may help your cells use energy more efficiently. That's especially relevant as we age and mitochondria, our tiny power stations, need a little extra support. In practice, many older adults describe steadier energy and less afternoon drag with maca, not a caffeine jolt, but a cleaner, less jittery lift. Taste-wise, good maca is gently nutty, sometimes like caramel. If you try it, choose organic gelatinized maca rather than raw. Gelatinization makes it easier to digest. Start with a teaspoon daily for a week, then consider moving toward a tablespoon if it sits well. Stir it into hot coffee so it dissolves. I often recommend cycling, 5 days on, 2 off, to maintain sensitivity. If you have thyroid issues, are on hormone therapies, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, check with your clinician first. As with any botanical, context matters. Now cinnamon, but the right one. The true Ceylon cinnamon, Cinnamomum verum, is different from the more common cassia cinnamon in most spice jars. Cassia is stronger and cheaper, but it also contains much more coumarin, which in high amounts can stress the liver in susceptible people. Ceylon has a gentler flavor and far less coumarin, which is why it's the better choice for regular use. Why include it at all? Because keeping blood sugar steadier helps everything downstream. Your nerves, blood vessels, and joint tissues all prefer a calm metabolic environment. Several trials suggest cinnamon can support healthy fasting glucose and post-meal spikes when paired with an overall balanced diet. For mobility, that can translate into less stiffness and fewer inflamed days. How to use: add 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon either to your grounds before brewing or stir it into a hot cup so the beneficial compounds infuse. Many people tolerate it best with food, so enjoy it with breakfast. If you're on medications like warfarin or have known liver disease, run this by your doctor first. Turmeric is next, and here's where preparation matters. The bright yellow spice contains curcumin and related curcuminoids, famous for their anti-inflammatory properties. The catch is bioavailability. Taken alone, curcumin is poorly absorbed. 2 tweaks change the game. First, add black pepper. Its piperine dramatically increases absorption. Second, include a little fat, because curcumin is fat-soluble. In a practical mug, that looks like 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of freshly ground black pepper, about 1/8 teaspoon, and a teaspoon of MCT or coconut oil blended into your hot coffee. The result is a mellow, peppery golden cup that many people come to love. If coffee plus turmeric isn't your thing, try it in a small latte or golden milk later in the day. With consistent use, think weeks, not days, many people report easier mornings and more comfortable knees when walking. Important cautions: turmeric can interact with blood thinners and may aggravate gallbladder issues. Start small, monitor how you feel, and talk with your clinician if you take anticoagulants or have biliary concerns. Medicinal mushrooms deserve a place at the table, specifically lion's mane, cordyceps, and reishi. Each brings something distinct. Lion's mane has compounds that support nerve growth factor activity, which may help with focus and coordination, useful for confident walking and reducing stumbles. Cordyceps has a reputation for supporting cellular ATP production, the currency of energy, which some people feel as better exercise tolerance. Reishi is more of a steadying force, adaptogenic, calming, and anti-inflammatory. The trio can feel like clearer mind, steadier energy, calmer body when you get the blend right. Look for products using fruiting bodies, not just mycelium, and ideally third-party tested for purity. A common starting dose is 1 to 2 teaspoons of a blend, or products listing around 500–1,000 milligrams of each mushroom. Some people absorb these best on a relatively empty stomach 20 to 30 minutes before breakfast. If you're immunosuppressed, have a significant mushroom allergy, or are on immune-modulating medication, discuss this with your care team before starting. Collagen peptides round out the list, and they're the most frequently adopted by my older patients. Collagen is the scaffolding in our joints, skin, ligaments, and bones. As we age, collagen turnover slows. You notice it as creakier knees or skin that doesn't bounce back as quickly. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides are tiny fragments your gut can absorb. Once absorbed, they appear to stimulate your own collagen-producing cells. In joint studies, many participants report less discomfort and better function over 8 to 12 weeks, and some show improvements in objective measures like flexibility or distance walked. Are we growing brand new joints? No, that's not a fair promise. But for many, the daily ritual pays off with meaningful comfort and confidence. Practicals: choose a high-quality hydrolyzed peptide powder from a reputable brand, often 10–15 grams per day. Type 2 collagen is often discussed for joints. Types I and III support skin and tendon. Most collagen is bovine or marine. Pick what aligns with your preferences and allergies. Stir into hot coffee. It's virtually tasteless. Pair with vitamin C, a squeeze of lemon or a small vitamin C-rich fruit to support collagen synthesis. Let's stack these into a routine that doesn't feel like a chemistry lab. Start simple. For the first 2 weeks, choose either collagen or turmeric with pepper and fat as your anchor. Track how you feel. Weeks 3 and 4, add Ceylon cinnamon if you're interested in glucose steadiness or flavor depth. Week 5, consider the mushroom blend for clearer mornings and steadier endurance. Week 6, experiment with maca for gentle energy, especially if afternoons are your slump. This staggered approach lets you identify what actually helps you, one variable at a time. Think of your mug as supportive, not substitutive. It pairs best with a short morning mobility routine, 5 slow sit-to-stands, gentle ankle circles, and a 1-minute posture check. That combo, smart compounds plus light movement, often multiplies results. Keep a tiny log: sleep quality, morning stiffness score, 1 to 10, and your 5-minute walk distance once a week. Small numbers tell big stories over a month. If this is speaking to you, Take a moment to subscribe to Senior Vitality Pro and tell me your age or where you're watching from in the comments. I read them and shape future topics around what will help you most. Safety and personalization are where adults 50 plus shine. You've learned to listen to your body. A few red flags to keep top of mind. If you're on blood thinners, steroids, immunotherapies, or diabetes medications, or you have gallbladder disease, liver disease, or significant kidney concerns, bring your plan to your clinician first. Start low and go slow, especially with turmeric, pepper, and mushroom blends. If your stomach grumbles, cut the dose in half for a week, pair powders with food, or shift timing to later in the morning. If sleep gets lighter after adding cordyceps, move mushrooms to earlier in the day, or choose reishi in the evening instead. Give each change 2 to 3 weeks, unless you develop clear side effects. And remember, more is not better. The minimum effective dose is what we want. A small nudge that your body can use consistently. Quality matters more than fancy labels. For cinnamon, verify Ceylon on the package. If it just says cinnamon, assume cassia. For turmeric, look for curcuminoid content or a reputable culinary spice brand with good turnover. For mushrooms, prioritize fruiting body extracts and third-party testing for heavy metals and contaminants. Products that overemphasize mycelium on grain can be mostly filler. For collagen, choose hydrolyzed peptides from a company that provides batch testing. If you're pescatarian or sensitive to beef, marine collagen is an option. For maca, the word gelatinized should be prominent. Raw maca can be rough on digestion. Store powders in airtight containers away from heat and light. And watch for blends that sneak in sweeteners or artificial flavors. Great taste is fine, but you should know exactly what you're taking. Let's make this delicious. Option 1, a golden mocha. Brew coffee, add 1 teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, 1 teaspoon cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon MCT or coconut oil, and 10 grams of collagen. Blend or froth for 10 seconds. Silky, warm, anti-inflammatory. Option 2, cinnamon maca latte. To hot coffee, add 1 teaspoon Ceylon cinnamon, 2 teaspoons gelatinized maca, and a splash of oat or dairy milk. It tastes like a gentle, nutty cappuccino. Option 3, mushroom morning clarity. In a half mug of hot water, whisk 1 to 2 teaspoons of a lion's mane cordyceps reishi blend until dissolved. Then top with coffee and a dash of cinnamon. If you prefer iced, dissolve powders in a little hot water first, then pour over ice with cold brew. For vitamin C to support collagen, add a squeeze of lemon or enjoy a few citrus slices on the side. Keep sweetness modest. Stable energy loves stable blood sugar. Measuring your progress keeps motivation alive. Try a simple sit-to-stand test. From a chair, arms crossed, count how many times you can stand fully and sit back in 30 seconds. Write it down. Do a comfortable 2-minute hallway walk and note distance or steps, plus your effort rating from 1 to 10. Each weekend, record morning stiffness on a 1-10 scale, the time it takes to climb your usual stairs, or how easy it is to bend and tie your shoes. We're not looking for perfection, just slow, steady drift in the right direction. Many people notice the earliest wins in small moments, turning in bed without waking from knee twinges, finishing errands without the lead legs feeling, or realizing you haven't thought about your joints all morning. Celebrate those. They precede the bigger, measurable changes. Let's talk timelines and expectations. Botanicals and peptides are nudges, not bulldozers. Collagen often needs 8 to 12 weeks to show its best. Turmeric's comfort effects can arrive sooner, sometimes within a couple of weeks, especially if soreness is your main complaint. Cinnamon's benefits are tied to your overall eating pattern. Think months, not days, and combine it with fiber-rich meals and protein at breakfast. Mushrooms are interesting. Some folks feel a mental clarity shift within a week, and endurance changes over a month. Maca's energy lift can be subtle but noticeable within the first 2 weeks. The key is consistency. If you frequently travel or forget, batch prep your add-ins. I keep a small jar labeled Morning Mix with pre-measured collagen and cinnamon. Turmeric and pepper live together in another. It makes the habit frictionless. Common troubleshooting solved. If your stomach feels off with turmeric, cut the dose in half and make sure a little fat is present. You can also switch to a later-in-the-day golden milk separate from coffee. If cinnamon clumps, mix it with a tablespoon of hot water first to make a quick paste, then add coffee. If maca makes you too perky, move it to earlier in the morning or reduce to 1-2 teaspoon. If the mushroom blend tastes too earthy, add a sprinkle of cocoa or vanilla, or swap your timing. Some do better sipping mushrooms in warm water before coffee. If collagen leaves a film, your water isn't hot enough. Whisk while the mug is still steaming. And if nothing seems to help after a fair trial, pause, simplify to 1 powder for 2 weeks, and reintroduce slowly. Your body's feedback is the only data that matters. A quick word on interactions and special cases. If you have diabetes, track fasting and pre-lunch glucose when adding cinnamon or maca. You may need to discuss medication adjustments with your clinician if numbers improve. If you're scheduled for surgery, tell your team about turmeric and mushrooms. You may be advised to pause them in advance. If you have autoimmune conditions, reishi can be supportive for some and too stimulating for others. Start very low. If you're sensitive to histamines, certain fermented collagen products may bother you. Try a different source or a smaller dose with vitamin C. If you have shellfish allergies, avoid marine collagen. And always keep hydration in view. Cartilage and discs are happiest when you've had your water. Let's zoom out to lifestyle synergy. Think of your coffee mug as the spark, and your daily routine as the oxygen that keeps the fire going. Pair these powders with 80-100 grams of protein per day, unless your clinician has set a different target for you. Protein supplies, the building blocks collagen and muscles need. Add a short-strength snack, 2 sets of 10, sit-to-stands or simple wall push-ups, right after you finish your coffee, when you're warm and motivated. Get a little sunlight early if you can. Your circadian rhythm rewards you with better sleep later, and sleep repairs cartilage and muscles. If you're cleared for it, aim for 2 10-minute walks after meals. It's one of the simplest ways to smooth post-meal glucose swings and reduce inflammatory spillover. Budget-wise, you don't need to buy everything at once. Prioritize based on your goals. If joint comfort is top priority, start with collagen and turmeric, with pepper and fat. If blood sugar steadiness and morning stiffness are front and center, put Ceylon cinnamon near the top. If energy fades a few hours after waking, explore the mushroom blend and/or maca. Look for single-ingredient products without fillers. A short ingredient list is a good sign. Many reliable brands offer small sizes. Use those to test tolerance before committing. And remember, food first. A fiber-rich breakfast with protein will amplify what cinnamon can do. Omega-3s from fish or algae support joint comfort in their own right and play nicely with turmeric. Here's that simple 2-minute kitchen routine I promised. Step 1. While the coffee brews, add to your mug 10 grams of collagen and 1-2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Step 2. Once the coffee is hot, pour in and whisk. Step 3. Stir in 1 teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon MCT or coconut oil. Froth for 10 seconds. Step 4. If today is a maca day, add 1 teaspoon of gelatinized maca and whisk again. If it's a mushroom day, swap maca for 1 teaspoon of your mushroom blend. Sip, then do 5 slow sit-to-stands and a gentle 1-minute calf stretch at the counter. That's it. You've just stacked joint support, inflammation control, metabolic steadiness, and light strength into a routine you'll actually repeat. What about days you don't want coffee? Make a turmeric mushroom golden broth with hot water, turmeric, pepper, reishi, and a splash of milk. Add collagen if you like. Or move cinnamon to your oatmeal, collagen to a smoothie, and keep maca for weekend coffee only. Flexibility keeps habits alive. If you're traveling, portion powders into small packets. Hotel kettles make hot enough water to dissolve collagen, cinnamon, and mushrooms. Add a squeeze of lemon for vitamin C. Airports sell instant oatmeal. Stir in cinnamon and collagen there. Tiny wins add up when you're consistent. A quick myth-busting interlude. No powder rebuilds joints overnight. Movement still matters more than any single supplement. And soreness after a longer walk isn't failure. It's data. Adjust the dose, add an extra rest day, hydrate, and keep going. Another myth. More turmeric equals more results. Past a certain point, your gut rebels and you won't absorb extra anyway. The same goes for cinnamon and maca. Effective ranges are modest. And yes, plenty of miracle mushroom claims online are overblown. Stick with blends that disclose species, parts used, and milligram amounts. When in doubt, ask your pharmacist or clinician to glance at your plan. Let me paint a realistic picture of progress. In the first 2 weeks, the most common feedback I hear is, mornings feel a little smoother, or I didn't think about my knees on the first flight of stairs. By weeks 3 to 6, distance often increases. An extra cul-de-sac on the evening walk. A grocery run without needing the cart as a cane. Somewhere around week 8 to 12, the combination of supplements plus light strength work can show up as, I stood up from that restaurant booth without bracing, or my energy lasted through dinner with the grandkids. Not everyone experiences the same timeline, and that's okay. If you're not seeing the needle move, simplify, reassess, and consider focusing more on sleep, protein, and a structured walking plan while keeping your favorite 1 or 2 powders. If you want a simple decision guide, here it is. Pick 2 to start. If pain and stiffness are your top complaints, collagen plus turmeric pepper fat. If brain fog and stamina are bigger, mushroom blend plus collagen. If glucose swings and afternoon dips haunt you, Ceylon cinnamon plus mushroom blend. If mood and gentle lift are key, maca plus collagen. Give your pair 4 weeks. If one clearly helps, keep it. If one seems neutral, rotate in the next candidate. Limit yourself to 3 powders at a time to keep digestion happy and feedback clear. Cycle maca 5 on, 2 off. Consider taking a 1-week break from turmeric every couple of months if you're using higher culinary doses. As we near the finish line, I want to leave you with a mindset. You're not chasing youth, you're building capacity. Every supportive choice, an extra glass of water, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 10 grams of collagen, 5 sit-to-stands, nudges your biology toward resiliency. The powders we've covered can be helpful scaffolds. They won't replace your medications or your meals, and they shouldn't. But they can make moving easier, which makes walking more likely, which makes joints happier, which makes sleep deeper. And that spiral is how real change feels. If you love data, keep that tiny log. If you love stories, write a sentence each week about something you did more comfortably than the week prior. Both are proof. Now it's your turn. What's one activity you used to love that pain or low energy pushed to the side? Gardening, dancing in the kitchen, walking the beach, hiking with a friend. Which of these powders are you most curious to try first? Tell me in the comments, and include whether you're starting with 1 or 2. Your experiences help shape future videos, and, more importantly, they encourage someone else who needs a nudge. Thank you for spending this time with me. As always, be gentle with yourself, be consistent, and I'll see you in the next cup.